Okay, we got the saddest moment in YouTube history from Sunny V2. Okay, let me see.
From Jake Paul to Joe Rogan, these are YouTube's saddest moments, with Linus Tech Tips starting our list with this iconic livestream. He was supposed to be celebrating 10 million subs, yet Linus began the stream with a pretty somber tone.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it all happened. I've got this following of literally 10 million, and it kind of feels like luck sometimes. I'm probably more like you guys than you realize.
He'd talk about the pressure his work put on his family.
I mean, every time my wife would ask me, how long do we need to keep doing these kinds of hours? Like, how long do we need to keep pushing like this before we can just back off and like have a life? I started with, hey, look, I'm gonna slow down when we have kids. And I said, hey, thanks for basically soloing our first kid. Tell you what, I'll slow down when we have a second one. And then I said I'd slow down when they're old enough to remember that daddy was always working. And then I said I'd slow down when they got to the age where they really need parent involvement to help them with their homework or their sports club or whatever else.
With a story about Make-A-Wish, then bringing Linus to tears.
I had a pretty life-changing experience a little while ago. The kid in question was too sick to travel, and they asked if I could record a personalized video for him. So I picked up my phone, I pointed at myself, and I just tried to think of something to say, and I couldn't. And I looked at their guidelines, and it had just the most useless stuff in it. It was like, be upbeat, and don't talk about death. And I was just like, this kid's 12.
Yeah.
He's like dying of leukemia.
Yeah, it's hard to talk to, like, I've never done it. I've never had to talk to someone that's, like, on the brink of death or anything like that. The whole script of be upbeat, don't talk about death, and so on and so forth. I think they're just trying to do like a blissfully ignorant thing of, and just give the kid like a couple moments of happiness, like just meeting Linus Tech Tips or whatever. And I don't know, like, I think that's, to like a kid, I think that's fine to be like have like a couple moments of like blissful ignorance, and just have like spend like an hour or two with him, or however long that Linus did with him, just play like some games with him and whatnot. I think that's fine. I mean, shit, I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah. What? Last thing I can do right now is be upbeat. The only thought going through my head is like, everyone and everything I know is gonna die. All I could see in the photo album was my kids. The whole thing made me question why I'm doing this.
Ironically, the thumbnail became a viral meme, leading to comments such as, came for the memes left with emotions, I'm not crying, I'm just water cooling my eyes, and Where Men Cried. 9. Bradley Martin. Brad lost his dad at the age of only 6, which is understandably something he struggles to talk about.
That's the thing, when I think about my dad.
Although the saddest example was during his podcast with Tyler Perry.
I don't want to cry. But why would you even hold it? However it feels, you should let it out. Don't do that, man. Let it out how it comes.
Oh, it's gonna make me cry.
Brad was thanking Tyler for some advice he'd given earlier.
People get so caught up at where they're at and in the moment of like the negative and the darkness and the evil, and they don't see the light. It wasn't as simple as what I thought it was then, which was my father didn't love me.
Yeah.
And I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And trying to come to grips with like a parent, like not all parents are good parents. There are some shitty parents out there that don't want to have to do anything with their kids, and I see it. And while the kid may be like early teens, like 11, 12, 13, so on and so forth, they don't really understand that deeper meaning of, well, my parent just gave up on me, my parent doesn't love me. And you don't really want to I don't know, some people might think you want to convey that and you want the kid to understand, but I can understand like another set of people wanting to just have the kid focus on themselves. You have to better yourself. Don't worry about what your parent is doing. Go to school and all that stuff. And you don't really understand how like deep some of this stuff hurts until you're like older. Like I would say like late 20s, 30s, when you have like a little bit of like a better grip on like emotional intelligence. And yeah,
built up so many walls and who I was. It's crazy looking back now how much it affected even my personal relationships, my intimate relationships, my relationships with my family, friends, everything.
And was able to end the moment with an excellent silver lining.
Oh yeah, people bring that shit with them. People carry like certain emotional chips on their shoulder and they may not even realize it. Like some people will realize it and know what they're doing, but some people don't realize it. So like that one really mean guy or that one really mean girl probably had something bad happen to them, and it's just letting that one thing control the rest of their life. And you know, sometimes, you know, they can use it in a positive way, but I would say a lot of the times it controls people, it controls their entire personality, and it's to their own detriment, which sucks.
Everything that we go through, every hardship, every downfall is going to be a new opportunity to learn and to grow and to become better.
Hey, Joe Rogan. On episode 1123 of the Joe Rogan Experience, he and Kevin Smith were talking about their pets when Joe passively mentioned he saw a veterinarian cry.
He's the only vet I've ever had cry with me.
Over what animal?
I had a puppy that had distemper. Man, the puppy just, after like a couple of days of being at the house, would have these seizures, like violent seizures. And then towards the end, it was having them all day long.
As a result of the dog's condition, it had to be put down.
I held the dog, I placed him down, I gave him a kiss, I said goodbye. And he put the needle in the dog and put the dog to sleep. Then we both went outside, man. He was just crying, just weeping. He was killed by a drunk driver.
The vet was?
Yeah, that was a rough one. I got an email, I believe, from his daughter. Super good dude, man.
Leading Kevin to share a similar story.
Wait, the vet got killed by a drunk driver? Bro. What?
Such a weird relationship where one day you're like, I love you to death and I love you so much I have to kill you. And that last fucking hour was like probably hands down the most difficult hour of my life, man, because we all knew what was coming. And you're programmed to stop that at all costs. You're programmed to keep people around, keep yourself around.
7 Loaf. As a
Like the whole thing with pets, I'm not much of a pet person anymore. Like I used to be. Like I've had like cats and dogs in the past, but the reason I don't want to have pets anymore is because I don't want to have to go through that time where I outlive the pet and the pet eventually has to die because I put so much like emotional, mental energy into the pet, and to see that pet like pass away, it sucks. It just sucks. I can't really comment on anything more on it other than that. I don't want to keep doing that. Like pet dies, go get a new pet. Pet dies, get a new. I don't want to do that anymore.
YouTube prankster, it seemed as though Loaf was always having fun. So when he'd post a video titled YouTube Saved My Life with a depressing thumbnail and the following intro.
Failure, loser, and loner are the 3 words that I would use to describe myself.
It seemed the audience was in for something different. Loaf began by stating he had a tough time growing up.
High school was a hard time for me. I was really insecure. I was really unsure of myself. I got bullied.
I think this is the story of a lot of people. Like to the degree of like how much you got bullied or had a tough time or were confused. I mean, that's up for debate. But I think most people, when they're in like middle and high school, they don't really know what they want to do with their lives. I think that's true of like most people. I mean, that's true of me. I mean, I don't have a bachelor. All I got is like an associate's, because I don't know what I would want to do for like the next 2 years to like get a little bachelor on like what, like business management. Everybody knows that one's a meme.
Pretty bad.
And thought that starting YouTube would help to keep him safe.
If I can make them laugh, like then they're not gonna hurt me.
However, Loaf struggled to find success.
For a while, it was just terrible, like nothing was happening. I would be embarrassed when people would ask me what I did.
Even feeling like a failure in the presence of his parents.
Like, my parents have never understood like the YouTube thing. That's probably like the hardest part, because it's just like every kid wants to make their parents proud. You know what I mean?
Since then, however, Loaf has found massive success, recently announcing he was able to buy a house.
And I was able to buy it 100% with cash, which was also a big goal of mine.
6. Syndicate.
I mean, how do you still think you're a loser if you have damn near like 2 million subs? What, you just constantly move the goalpost of like comparing yourself to like other YouTubers with 2 million? It's like, oh, like reaching, like having any amount of subscribers means that people have hit the subscribe button and they want to hear what you have to say. So it's like, what is it not enough? Like, is it like, when is it enough? It will never be enough. There will never be a number where you are content with, because for 99.999% of people, there's always a bigger fish. There always is.
Similar to Linus, Syndicate was part of the Make-A-Wish program, being chosen by a kid named Alec for them to spend a day together. This resulted in a video titled Making His Wish Come True, in which they flew in a helicopter and became extremely close.
Give me a high five. Did you enjoy that?
Bro, I am petrified of heights. Bro, one time, my buddy got me like a birthday present, and the present was like a coupon for like go in like a little Cessna airplane and like just go cruising in the airplane for like 20-30 minutes and just land again. Bro, the pilot was like, bro, you want to drive? I'm like, nope, you just drive. I am petrified of heights.
The helicopter ride then?
Syndicate inspired Alec to open his own channel.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for over 200 subscribers already. That's pretty crazy.
However, just 43 days later, Syndicate made a tragic announcement.
They gave me permission to be able to let you guys know that unfortunately he did lose his battle, and you know, now he's in a better place because he really wasn't in a good spot. So like, thank you so much.
5. Kaisen.
It's I think the reality check for when people want to change usually comes in the form of people passing away. When people pass away around them, suddenly all of their priorities just fall in line for whatever reason, because they quickly realize what's important in life. And that sucks, to realize that it takes someone dying for you to get your shit straight. I think it would be better if like everyone realized, like, if they could have that aha moment but without the death. But I don't know, the impact wouldn't be there, I think.
Kai was trying to become Twitch's most subscribed streamer, setting a goal of 80,000 to overtake XQC. When he'd reached the milestone in late 2022, he almost couldn't handle it.
80,000 is crazy. Bro, 80,000 is crazy.
But getting a supportive call from his mum.
Yeah, I think Kai's a great streamer. I think he's awesome. I love watching his damn marathons, dude. That Elden Ring marathon, that shit was goated. Now he about to do a Sekiro one. Holy shit.
Sent Kai over the edge.
Hold on, my calling me.
Congratulations, son.
Thank you.
You're number one. And we watching and we so proud of you, everybody. Babe, I love you so much. Babe, I'm so proud of you. You're number one. And you my son. And I'm so happy to be your mom. And I just want to let the world know that you've been working hard like this for a long time. So you just only now know. You just finding out. My son works hard. He's a grinder every day. Every night.
You number one and you my son, and I'm proud to be your mum. Man, straight tears right there. For Matthew Santoro, Nicole Arbor was his girlfriend, and they seemed like a healthy YouTube couple. However, 4 months after separating, Matthew uploaded.
For some reason, I think I used to watch that person, Nicole Arbor. I randomly used to watch her. I think she was like, I think she did like funny stuff, like comedic stuff. This was like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something.
A video titled My Abuse Story.
It's not something people ever talk about, but I feel compelled to because I was in an abusive relationship.
He began by explaining that Nicole was very controlling.
This individual that I was with was extremely jealous. I had to cut every female out of my life, out of social media, delete every number out of my phone.
Before adding he'd been hit by her in the middle of an argument.
This person prevented me from leaving their home and said, "You're not going anywhere." At which point I was hit in the face.
This caused Matthew to break down.
Damn, hitting him with the assault charge. Jesus.
I'm crying.
And it's something that men never talk about because we're made to believe that we're supposed to be strong, and I never talked about it because I thought that.
Well, I mean, he is right. Like, men are meant to believe that they are strong. Whenever that individual hit this person, I guarantee you, if this dude retaliated, it would not have been gone over well for the other person at all. The reason, I don't know if he like did anything back or just like didn't, which was smart. The reason he didn't is because anytime the cops show up for like assault, like domestic abuse and shit, this isn't like an always thing, but this is something I observed. They usually tend to side on the air of like the woman. Again, this is not an always thing. Okay, it just, if it happens, it happens. It's usually the guy is like arrested, and that sucks to have like an entire system working against you, regardless of who hit first. Because safety is a human thing. It's not a guy or a girl thing. It's a human thing. People want to be safe, and if somebody hits you, it's only like a natural human like reaction to like hit back. But this guy was smart, hopefully, and didn't do anything back. Because I guarantee you, if he did, it would not have went over. I mean, in the moment, it wouldn't have gone well for the other person, but probably in the long run, it probably wouldn't have went over well for him.
That no one would believe me, no one would give a shit.
Leading to one of the...
And it's real, it's bad, because girls know this, so they always like to poke the bear, to be like, are you going to hit me? 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 That's what they do.
Saddest videos ever uploaded to YouTube.
There's people that love you, and you don't need to be in that relationship. You don't need to be with someone that hates you.
You don't.
And uses you and manipulates you to do everything that they want.
3. Jake Paul. In late 2019, Jake announced he was basically quitting YouTube to train for a boxing match he'd scheduled against Anderson Gibb. The fight became his...
And then once he quit, and then once he got done with the boxing match, he would immediately go back to YouTube.
Sole focus for almost half a year, and while he would eventually win, Jake revealed on Logan's podcast his life felt meaningless after.
Like, I win the fight, right? That was my sole focus and purpose. All of a sudden I get back to LA, I'm by myself, like sitting in the fucking room, and I'm like, what do I do?
In addition to feeling directionless, Jake...
As much as Logan and Jake Paul are the heel of the internet, I can at least respect the grind and the hustle, and at least like the work, like the workout effort that both of them engage in. I can at least respect them for that, for trying to take like a grapple on their own like physical health in that respect, you know, with whatever you're gonna do, like gym, boxing, swimming, whatever. Do something. At least I can do that.
explained he was dealing with 4 different lawsuits.
And then I wake up the next day.
Damn. Again, as much of the heel of the internet that he is, I don't want to be dealing with no 4 or 5 lawsuits, dude. Damn. That one lawsuit is stress, but 4 or 5? Jesus.
Have a phone call like with my lawyers for one of the lawsuits for literally like something I did not do, and it goes back to like people just like attacking Jake Paul and like wanting to see me fail.
I'm not sure if this is because I think Jake and Logan are some of the best actors you have ever seen. I don't know if he's like acting crying or real crying, but whenever people refer to themselves as the character, I would probably think that they're trying to be genuine, I think, and give him the benefit of the doubt on this one. Unless, again, in this moment, he's being a very good actor. I'd probably give him the benefit of the doubt on this one.
For literally like fucking nothing. Like they're suing me for something I didn't do. Like on God. And then
you're good. Take a break. Take a break.
Yeah, take a breather. We can sit for a second.
Which consumed not only his life, but his family's as well.
My mom is like spending hours of her day when she's retired. She's in Hawaii. And they're like, yo, your son has to pay this. Like, it just like so stupid.
2. Dan TDM. Dan's dog Ellie was a staple in his videos ever since he got her back in 2013. She helped Dan film reaction videos, fashion shows, and even Minecraft content, stealing the hearts of up to 30 million viewers.
Damn.
So when he'd upload a video titled Goodbye Ellie, Dan and his audience were totally devastated.
Yesterday, unfortunately, Ellie died.
He'd explain exactly how Ellie passed.
Stings even more because she went in for an infected tooth. So she had to go in for an operation and she just didn't wake up. Just before we got the phone call that happened, we were already planning like how we were going to work out picking her up when when our operation is finished. And then
again with the animals.
Calling the loss one of his most difficult challenges.
I know it's a dog, but
yeah, it's a dog, but like when you spend like, I don't know, what's the average lifespan of like a pug or that dog breed, like 10-ish years, maybe a little more, a little less, or something like that. Whenever you spend that much time with like another living thing, you kind of like develop a bit of an attachment to it, and so eventually when it does pass, I mean, it sucks because people view animals as this thing that is just wholly innocent, and it doesn't really know what it's doing, but what it's doing is never really like intentionally bad. Maybe it like will accidentally like poop or piss on the carpet, but like it's an animal, you give it the pass. It's like, oh, whatever, we'll just train it a little bit better. Like people like try to impress like some personification onto the animal a little bit, and that just creates this like emotional connection to the animal. I mean, shit, even more so with like the dude with like 30 million subs or whatever.
For us, it's like it's a member of our family, and I'm very lucky. I haven't had a lot of loss in my life, so this is probably the one that's been the hardest. Like my heart literally hurts.
1. Theo Von and Sean Strickland. There's been many a sad moment on Theo Von's podcast.
Oh yeah, dude. We cry on here every week. Sorry, dude.
That's beautiful. Yet few compare to episode number 476. Theo and Sean began discussing their childhoods.
I used to always sleep in my mom's room because I thought my dad was gonna kill my mom. So like I would like sleep by the door. I'd sleep
to make sure she was all right.
Yeah, I'd sleep under the bed. You know, I'd sleep by the door.
Yet Sean couldn't finish his story as it was simply too traumatic.
I remember when I stopped believing in God, man. Like I had fucking yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bud.
Damn.
So, man.
I'm sorry, buddy.
And this is why I hesitate to bring up traumatic things with people, because whenever you get someone thinking about their traumatic experience in life, they immediately go back to it and they're put in that mind space. And it's like, well, I don't really want to bring this up. You know, I'll only talk about it if you bring it up, and most of the time, people don't really do that. But yeah.
That's all good, dude.
We don't have to talk, man. I can just sit here with you for a minute. I can just sit here. We can just sit here.
Nah, it's all good, dude. 6 seconds, just process it.
Leading Theo to comfort him by offering his own story.
I remember being so scared when I was a kid. Like I was saying, like I remember hearing that like animal pizza when another animal wouldn't come. So I would stand up on my bed at night and I would pee around my bed in a circle because I was afraid that things were gonna get me.
What?
Shit. Who were you afraid? Like any particular? Just
everything. I mean,
damn. I think those seemed like a bunch of genuine moments that people were just actually being genuinely sad for a moment. But dang, that was a good ass video. That was nice. Yeah, I mean shit, I don't really have anything else to say. But yeah, good ass video, and keep it up, man. You're killing it. But I'm excited to see the next one. But other than that, I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.